Sorry about the poor lighting, but this is the seat on the back of the Master V4 with the Clark pad race fairing. The seat has a base plate that you see in red with the seat pad on top. It sits on the stock pad and is secured underneath with screws, just like the original seat did on the Master kit that Clark pads produced, that has the very ugly front section. This particular pad here is more of a banana shaped pad, but I also made some other pieces. Here's what the base pad looks like. You can see various iterations of those over time. The wide part of the seat is the back, so it would sit with my hand being toward the front of the wheel. I have a seat pad like that, where it's a little higher on the back. I found that uncomfortable actually, but it appeared to me to be the most logical. This is kind of the same thing with the same thing with different thicknesses and different infill settings. I do find that the gyroid seems to work best. Whoops. This is one with the padding more toward the front than the back. I find that this feels better when I'm sitting on it. It helps me to lean into the wheel when I'm trying to accelerate. It's kind of the same thing with a little bit of a different angle on it and a little thicker. Some of these may be similar. This just goes to show how much filament I have managed to waste in devising various iterations of prints. There's a flat one. That was one of the first ones. You can tell that's got a grid infill pattern, but the grid isn't really very spongy. It's kind of hard on the butt. Here's another one. Oops, like this. Sit on them. So I've wasted a ton of filament trying to figure these out, but essentially you'll see how this thing fits. These screw holes here is where the screws go in to mount to the wheel. You'll probably want to get a screw that's a little longer than the stock screw, but the way this thing fits and underneath here, so if you just kind of set this where it fits naturally on the wheel, these screws will go right down in the holes and match perfectly into the screw holes with no fiddling. That took a little bit to get that designed just perfectly. And then once you decide which kind of seat you want, you can print the seat however you want and just stick it on there with Velcro. You're good to go.